John.
Hi.
I'm glad you made it today. How are things going?
I guess okay.
Just okay.
Yeah.
So I got your referral and it said that you wanted to come in and talk about something that happened at the court with your son that is bothering you.
Yeah. Me and my son went to court so that, because he was summoned. And we went up and they told us they didn't have, we weren't going to do it today. We were going to reschedule it, which they've already rescheduled it. This is the third time. And they'll work around the schedule. So whatever, no big deal. I was frustrated, but whatever. And as we were leaving, the owner of a gas station that I guess just whatever this happened to started making snide, smart remarks as we were leaving. I wasn't really paying any attention to him because I've never seen that guy before, and I kind of like heard something, but I really didn't understand what he was saying until after the door already closed to the court, and we were by the elevators. And I asked my son, "What did he say? What did that guy just say? He's not talking shit, is he?" And my son was like, "He was just saying something about me or whatever." And the elevator door opened and we went in. Come to find out, when we get down to the car and we start driving away, that guy, the owner of the gas station, had accused him of doing everything and came at him with a bat. Well, I got after my son about, hey, well, why didn't you say something then?
Mm-hmm.
We could have nipped this in the bud right there.
Yeah.
I would have went in there and, I just would have told him, you don't do that, and he was like, well, I didn't want to cause a big scene and this, that, and the other. I was already, we had different appointments there, the school, dropping him off with his class up at the ski place and coming all the way back home and then doing what I had to do. This was like a last minute deal, so I always jump in if it's, if I have to.
Yeah. So help me understand. So you went to the court with your son,
Yes.
and a guy from the gas station.
Was in
He
there.
was. So was he talking directly to you guys, or was he talking just in general to other people?
He was talking to the guy that had told us, the guy that works for the court. As we were leaving, when the guy got done talking to us, we were leaving, and as we were going out of the door, that's when he was talking, saying that that's the kid that stole from my store, or whatever he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something about his upbringing and things like that. Well, my kid's a good kid. He makes mistakes and he has to take care of them. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he didn't make a mistake or whatever, but that doesn't justify an adult going after a kid with a bat.
Yeah. So when you say that your son did do something wrong, and it's not left into the hands of this adult.
No.
Your son was held accountable
Yeah.
for what happened. Okay. So when you mentioned the bat, what was this the first? Seems like it was the first time that you heard about this event.
No, I heard about some guy trying to set him up to what had happened was there was a older kid, 19 or 20 or whatever his age was, that my son and his friend were sitting by the gas station. The gas station was closed. The older kid came and said, "Hey man, you guys need to come over here and help me," or whatever. They all knew each other or whatever. the older kid broke a window of the door, ran inside, and took all this paraphernalia or whatever it was, pipes or I don't exactly know what it was. So he runs out and puts it outside, and then tells my kid that he's gonna beat him up if he doesn't help him and his friend.
Yeah.
So they go away. Well, the owner finds out about it from I don't know where, so he tries to set up my son on selling this paraphernalia, pipes
Yeah.
or whatever, and whatever happened, the guy ran after him with the bat.
Yeah.
Well, that's taking the law into your own hands. You're not a police officer. My kid is a minor, so you either come to me and tell me what's going on, or you go to the cops.
Yeah,
You
you're right.
don't go after a kid with a bat when you're a grown man.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to confront him and tell him.
So after he was saying comments at the court building, what happened? What did you and your son end up doing?
We ended up going to school, and then I dropped him off with his classmates up at the ski place.
So what I hear you telling me is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that it brought up some feelings.
Yeah, I come from a very violent upbringing. I have a lot of violence in my rap sheet, my record, my police record, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it hasn't been for a long time. I've been working hard on controlling my emotions and actions. I
Yeah.
mean,
And that's
I mean,
good. That's good.
I haven't beat up anybody. I haven't called out a couple of people and ended up in jail or the hospital like it used to be. It's but that doesn't say that I don't have feelings and that I'll just sit down and let a grown man do what he wants to with any of my kids.
Yeah. So what changed in your life that that helped you get out of those violent episodes that you've had in the past?
Well, I don't do drugs or alcohol anymore. Alcohol was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Drink something and then people say something or do something stupid, and then I'll just go off the handle. Rip me off or something, and then I'll just go after them.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about any of that because I have been clean and sober for a long time.
Yeah. That's good.
A lot of years.
Yeah. So what do you think would have happened if you would have went up there today and said something to that man at the court building?
I think that they probably would have called security and everything. I wasn't going to go and beat the guy up or nothing. I was just going to let him know that, hey, it's not all right for a grown man to go after my kid with a bat, and if you have any other problems with my kid, then you need to come to me or go to the law.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I was going to go tell the guy. But because of my history, I think that's why my son pushed me in the elevator and waited till we got out to the car driving down the street before he told me that was the guy that came after him with the bat.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows what I would have done.
Right.
But I'm not like that anymore. I mean, sure, if I went up and confronted the guy and the guy jumped up like he was going to do something, well, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah.
Probably would have caught a case right there in court. I probably would have, because I fight for my kids.
Yeah.
If they're wrong, they're wrong. He wasn't wrong by trying to get set up and get chased with a bat. He was wrong for what he did, and the court system he's already went through that.
Yeah.
They subpoenaed him to court to testify on exactly what happened. So I don't even think that the owner knows what happened. Otherwise, he would have never went after my son. He would have went after the other guy who came into the store to do all of that in the first place.
So how do you feel about how the situation played out today?
I think it didn't play out the way that I wanted it to.
And why
I wanted
is
to
that?
let that guy know that, if I would have heard what that guy actually said, I got bits and pieces as I was walking out the door because I wasn't worried about that guy. I didn't even know anything about that guy. I thought he was there for something else. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I think that if I would have heard that guy and we weren't walking out the door and he would have said something, then I would have confronted the guy right there. I would have told him that, hey, you got a problem with my kid, you go to the cops or you come to me.
Yeah.
You don't go after him with a bat.
Yeah. So when he went after your son with the bat, you feel like there was no accountability for that?
I feel like the juvenile police department should have went and did something or charged him with something.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if my son got in trouble for doing what he did, but that doesn't give an adult a right to take a bat and go after him. That's vigilante. That's
Yeah.
taking the law into your own hands or anything. Now I wouldn't have thought about that way back in my addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It would have just been like, oh, he came after you with a bat, huh? And then I would have went down there and handled it.
Right.
Whatever way possible that I had to do, I would have did it.
So do you see the similarities in what you're saying right now and what that guy did with the bat?
No.
Okay, so explain that to me.
When I got in trouble for fighting, beating up people, fighting in bars, things like that, that was because of people doing things to me, and me not taking. Yeah, I guess it sort of is because I just dealt with it right there.
Right.
That's the way I was brought up. Somebody does something to you, you deal with it right then and there. You don't wait for a week or two and then say you're going to do something or chase down people with a bat or anything like that. That's another thing that I haven't done. I'm not in trouble for any weapons or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was straight up hand-to-hand combat, and either I was going to the hospital or you were. That's the way it was.
So you do recognize the taking the law into your own hands with how the guy handled it with the bat and how you might have handled it in the past?
A little.
Yeah, so I mean that's good. That's good that you recognize that. Because
That doesn't mean I was right either back then, though.
right. But so the outcome wouldn't have been positive on your part if you would have taken care of it the way that you have in the past. So
No, we're in a courtroom. I wasn't going to go threaten the guy.
yeah,
I was just going to go let the guy know that I didn't appreciate what he did and that should have been against the law and he shouldn't be taking the law into his own hands. And that if he ever has anything to do with my son like that ever again, he should come to me or go to the police.
right.
But because he will deal with me.
Yeah. So are you I kind of want to talk and ask about the feelings that are behind that frustration.
Oh, here we go with
And that
touchy-feely stuff.
That irritability. Well, it's important that you recognize those feelings because when we're aware of feelings that trigger our anger, we're less likely to react on those feelings, and that can cause us potential harm, right? Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he made those comments in the court, what kind of feelings did you have about that?
I felt like I should have went and broke his jaw.
Wow.
That's what you asked, and I'm telling you, I felt like I should have just went right back in there and say, what did you say? And if he would have said it again, I would have punched him in the mouth.
Yeah. So John, just to remind you about your
I wasn't going to do that, though.
Okay.
You asked me how I felt. I felt like going